everybody? How is everyone? You can hear my car going off over there. I got my AC going. How's everybody? God bless you. God bless you. Yes. So, let's get into this topic. Comments will be off because I know that this topic makes the trolls come out. So the comments are gonna be off. Let's talk about sexual promiscuity and how it really not only is a sin, but it can really damage your relationship with the opposite sex, and how it's basically an addiction like anything else. It's all about gratification. It's all about objectifying the other person. Friends with benefits, if you're out there watching, doesn't help anybody. It's not beneficial for anyone, but it hurts women. And that's why a lot of you guys jump on those tarot readings, because you're in a sinful relationship. You're in a relationship that rejects God at the foundation, at the very foundation. The relationship rejects God and He doesn't bless it. So you went to a tarot reader in hopes of hearing something that you want to hear. So what if he comes back? He comes back with the same baggage that he left with before, or she left with before. Casual sex, having sex outside of a person, having sex outside of a God-ordained marriage basically puts you in a situation where you're fighting for scraps. You're fighting for that person's attention. You're fighting for, and a lot of people that are in those relationships have a lot of anxiety. Even if the person is not interested in the one they having sex with, and I see more men have that than women. Most of the time when a woman has sex with a man, it is because she really wants to be with him, versus the same with her. Like for some men, as long as she have a vagina, he want to sleep with you. For other men, if she look good, he'll want to sleep with her. Okay, but for women, it's always different. And it doesn't spiritually benefit us, because who wants to walk around worrying if they with somebody else? See, now you caught feelings for this person because you've been sleeping with them. Now you worried if they with somebody else. Now you worried if they gonna be with you. Now you worried if they gonna marry you. You just worried all the time because you have a bond with this person, because you've been sleeping with them. And I know what women are thinking. They're thinking it's gonna be hard to get a man without sleeping with him, because that is the foundation, that is the grain of this society. This society, especially in the West, we want to pretend like we're Christian and we got these Christian values, but bitch, we don't. We are like way off. We don't have it. We're vulnerable to evil because we don't have that. We're vulnerable to really being blown off the face of the earth because we don't have God's protection the way we think we do. Little by little. But friends with benefits does not benefit anybody, and for the woman especially, because when you have sex with a man, the chemical oxytocin, I can't pronounce that well, but anyway, the chemical bonds you to that man when you have sex with him. It's a bonding agent. It bonds you to him. Even if you want to move on, jump in something else, you can't. Most of the girls that you see being promiscuous, there's a couple of things going on with them. They either been traumatized, they've been sexually abused, or they have a lot of testosterone. The average woman is not like that. And our porn-obsessed culture doesn't help. Pornography objectifies both men and women. There have been some men that used to be in porn and they are ashamed of that now. So porn is not just, a woman thing. There's some men. I'm not gonna get into pornography. Pornography shouldn't even be allowed, to be honest. Our society is sick. We're spiritually ill. We are. That's why I had to give up the tarot and the witchcraft and stuff. I wanted to get back. I wanted to get my life back right with Christ. Am I still offering spiritual guidance on an intuitive level? Yes, because I think that God still uses me to see things in people, to have spiritual discernment and to have enlightenment. But as far as like trying to see if your lover gonna come back, I mean, if they come back with the same problem, the problem is that the reason why we are so miserable in relationships is because we tend to put the mate before God. God comes first. And if you're dealing with somebody that, I mean, even if you are a Christian, if you're dealing with somebody that they don't even pray, I mean, they claim Christianity, but they don't really practice it, you're going to be in a shitload of trouble. Excuse my language. Just like, just don't, as far as like make sure that person, my advice honestly when it comes to sex is to make sure that you are married before you get involved sexually. The society would change as a whole if people would think along those lines. Then you got other people that they were like, well, my mom and dad had sex and they still together. Doesn't mean they're happy. Yes they are. Okay. End of the day, they still gotta answer to God for doing that. Number one. And then number two, I really generally don't buy those kind of claims, because I have an elderly couple in my family that, they put on the front like they Christian, and he pressured her to have sex with him prior to marriage. And what happened was, I think like it was either on the wedding day or right after the wedding day, she caught him in bed with somebody else. Are they still married to this day? Yes, but the cheating didn't stop until he got extremely ill. He cheated on her damn near the entire marriage. And yes, they had sex before marriage. And yes, they stayed married. If you are dealing with a promiscuous person, or somebody that abuses sex, or somebody that is addicted to their dopamine in their brain, because basically that's what happens. You have to look at sexual addiction the same way you do a drug or alcohol addiction. It's the dopamine centers in their brain that makes them want to have sex all the time. Okay, it's off balance. It's off balance. Once we accept Christ, once we begin to pray, once we begin to fast, God levels everything out where you don't have those urges. But some people want to live in those urges, and then those same urges or that sinful behavior starts affecting everything around them. It affects the friends they hang out with. It affects their finances. It affects their career. It affects their mate. It affects even the pets in the house. It affects everybody around them when they are like this. You have to start looking at people who want to have sex with everybody as being on drugs. Because that's basically what that is. And you're not going to be happy with a man or a woman with a sexual addiction. You're not going to be happy with them. You're going to be miserable. Trust me. Friends with benefits, you wind up getting, anytime you lower your standards and get in something like that, you're going to wind up hurting yourself. And people who do that, they have to really push the thought of you and feelings in the back of their head. They are so detached from their emotions. It just don't make no sense. I don't understand how people can be so uncomfortable, can be so comfortable having sex with multiple people that they don't even care about. Like, that's disgusting. Like, what's wrong with you? We have to start looking at these people as like something's wrong. We have accepted this as normal. It's not normal. Sexual addiction is not normal. Most of the people have a sexual addiction. They got other things with it too, trust me. Mental illness, drug abuse, watching porn all the time. They have other things, depression. They be having other stuff wrong that is not being treated. And I'm gonna tell you, 10 times out of 10, they have no spiritual practice at all. The only way they can feel good is to have sex. They can't even get out the bed and feel good. They can't even get out the bed and thank God for having a roof, putting a roof over their head. They can't even get out the bed and just go outside and look at the sky, look at the sun, and look at the sun and touch their feet on the ground and absorb the earth. They can't do that. But they'll rather use somebody that they think like them, and they tell them things they want to hear. People like this disgust me. They are disgusting. You telling somebody they want to hear for you to try to get sex out of them. And for some reason, you think that when you die, God, you're going to be all right with God. No, you're not. You ain't even all right now. Like the people who do it, they know they feel like shit, excuse me, when they do it. When they hurt people like this, they know they feel like crap. But they'll do it anyway. Ladies, in order to not be an enabler to these kind of men, because it's mainly men I run into that are like this. There are some women, but it's mainly men. In order to not be an enabler, stop having sex with them. Well, how do I know? If you tell him that you're waiting until you get married to have sex, and he lashes out, or he tries to make you feel guilty, or he tries to play like mind games, you already know what you're dealing with. Find you a man that has a spiritual practice. I prefer you to find a man that's Christian, Orthodox in particular. If you can find somebody like that, if you can find a good man that's Orthodox, that can help you, a man that knows God. Hell, I'll even take a Roman Catholic or Protestant man if this is what he truly believes in, versus somebody that rejects God full outright. Because you're going to have a problem. And that's why y'all run to tarot readers and psychics all the time. I believe that God gives us intuition. I'll make a video about that. I won't make a video about it right now. But friends with benefits doesn't benefit anyone. Not you, not me. That's why I have decided right now I'm waiting until I get married. I cannot handle that. Because sex comes with a lot of stuff. And I can't deal with somebody worrying about if they sleeping with somebody else. Worrying about is they ever gonna commit. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not living like that. I have to live free. I don't want to live like that. If a person loves you, they'll wait. They won't be pressuring you and lying to you, pretending like they're in a relationship with you just to sleep with you. It's sick. People who do that are sick. They're mentally ill. You don't have to worry about third parties. You don't have to worry about that. Remember what I told you. If they are addicted to sex, marriage is not going to change that either. If he was pressuring you before, it's going to get worse when you get married to him. Marriage is not going to automatically make their sex addiction go away because they're going to cheat. The man has to have a spiritual practice. So how do you find a man like that? You have to have a relationship with God too. You have to have one first before God won't even send you a man like that if you ain't ready. So if you don't practice it yourself, if you still watching pornography and masturbating, if you are still listening to Cardi B, if you still trying to twerk, like if you still living like that, God's not gonna send you that man. You're going to still be dealing with the a-holes, the narcs, the players, the cheaters, the ghosters. You're still going to be dealing with them. Because spiritually, you're not in alignment yourself. Well, how do I get that way? Well, stay tuned to this channel. Stay tuned to this channel. Because tomorrow, we discuss both Marys. We discuss both women. Peace out.